A jury is going to decide whether you go to state prison or not. Of course you're going to care how you look, just like anyone would in that situation.
A lot of people interpreted that in a bad way, didn't they?
I mean, that's their problem. They said all kinds of things about me. It should not come as a surprise because my whole background is in art and fashion. Is that really so surprising? I care about clothes. At the time when I went to trial, I was, in jail for about 19 months, something like that. And then that's the only thing I could have. I couldn't even have like any makeup or hair products. Clothes were the only thing you can get. You own new clothes every night that you go to trial. So I just thought that's what I was going to do. That was the only thing I had in my control.
Chase, what do you got?
I love that if you pause this when they show this clip, this screenshot from Instagram, the two usernames that they show are a dude named Jan McBoard and and Danglertown, both telling her how hot she looks in the comments. That was my favorite. But everything else is mostly honest here for her. This, I think this is just feeling of control is very important. And it is for most people when stuff like being able to choose your own bedtime and all this other stuff, control becomes very important when you start getting it taken away. So that's for anybody. And as far as her looks are in the courtroom, when the jury goes back on day one, and this is for almost all trials, when the jury goes back the first day, the judge tells them, don't go Google these people. Don't do anything online that looks up these people. That's the first thing that a juror is going to do when they check back into their motel. So choose the outfits. If you're a trial consultant or an attorney, choose those outfits based on what the jurors are going to see the night that they get back to the hotel after the first day of trial. And again, huge shout out to Jan McBoard and Danglertown. Made it a great episode for us. Scott, what do you think?
I'll put their Instagram names up here if you want to follow them. Her cadence is fast. She's really zooming right along here. And the question questions her ego. And that's why she's getting a little bit flustered there. But she comes back and she guards all this by explaining, and she's a little bit aggressive with it, by explaining how the only thing she had under her control was what she wore. And that's precisely what the clinical narcissist would do, was get in there, and the only thing they can control, my God, they're going to get in there and control it and do something with it. I think she's fairly smart to be able to see that and go, okay, I can add this on top of what I was talking about earlier for my book. I can put this as an additive on top of it, and people will be into it, and they'll understand why, because this is going to appeal to my demographic, which are women my age. So I think that's what's happening here. And I don't think she understands how odd this whole thing looks. I don't think if she were to stand back and look at it, I don't think she would see her behavior as being odd. So that's what I got. Greg, what do you got?
Well, first of all, I don't think she cares. I really don't. I think she doesn't care what you think. She only cares what you think in as much as it gets her what she wants. If you think, well, Anna Delvey's an idiot, but you're right, Anna Delvey's an idiot, but hot, she'd be happy with that probably. She's after what she needs to get where she wants to go. Here's what I have in my notes. The flirt's over, so she changes cadence and she goes to a bad business sales pitch. Mark, we were talking about this earlier, about people going right into slide 3. She goes into slide 3. She's angry but contained. Her hands are down. It's a telling. There's no asking. There's no requesting approval. She's driving. At points, her eyes narrow, which means anger and driven. And she's looking a couple of times for what are the right words to say. She does use her brow and show concentration for the first time at one point when she's saying 19 months as she's thinking. And then she's back to the chained elephant. But she does try to see if he's agreeing by pulling with her eyes. So, yeah, she cares only in as much as what she gets out of this. If you are not in her demographic, Scott, I guarantee you're just a rounding error to you, and you would be the help. Mark, to your point, if you took her out, waiters would be bashed by her. She probably needed to give somebody $100 to prevent them from putting something in her food next time because she was so rude to them. Mark, what do you got?
Yeah, so for me, it is all about controlling this creation, and if she needs to take control of what she can control. She says, got a background in art and fashion. Well, where else do we get this idea of artifice from? But art and fashion, where you fashion something which is a projection of an extreme, of an ideal. And so people have said it before, she is a con artist. And so, as you know, so is she a New York Lee Barry or a David Bowie? And if she is a brilliant con artist, what is the cost of her creation? And is it worth the cost? Because people were willing to pay, put up millions of dollars for this creation. So I still think this is an extraordinary situation. I agree with everything that people are saying in terms of the deception that's going on. I think that is, quite obvious, the degree to which she is putting up a front and putting up lie after lie after lie. But there is something there that people want and need and were willing to pay for. And so, yes, con artist, a creation, and she's still making this thing as we speak. And I bet you people are still, well, look, if you're watching this right now, you probably watched the ad before it. So we're all still paying for this creation. Yeah, we've spent more than an hour sitting here talking about it. We're all involved in the con now. We're all involved. Like she's got us all involved. It's such a great story. She's gone and got us all involved.
Trial where a jury is going to decide whether you go to state prison or not, of course you're going to care how you look, just like anyone would in that situation.
A lot of people interpreted that in a bad way, didn't they?
I mean, that's their problem. They said all kinds of things about me. It should not come as a surprise because my whole background is in art and fashion. Is that really so surprising? I care about clothes. At the time when I went to trial, I was, in jail for about 19 months, something like that. And then that's the only thing I could have. I couldn't even have like any makeup or hair products. Clothes were the only thing you can get. Your own new clothes every night that you go to trial. So I just thought that's what I was going to do. That was the only thing I had in my control.
If you like this video, get the full body language breakdown and analysis on our main channel by clicking this video right here.
Again.